Morning. So what are we doing today? Well, to start with, we are going to go out for some shopping and just going around because it's Saturday. I can't stay home on Saturday. I thought that since I've been living here, I have been feeling the crunch of expenses in Toronto, and I feel like Toronto is an expensive city to live and all that, everything that you must have also heard. But also Sydney is also a very expensive city to live. So why not compare the two? And today I'm going to share how much does it cost to live in Toronto and compare it with the costs of living in Sydney. If you have seen my last vlog somewhere around here, I have made a vlog about how much does it cost to live or travel in Sydney, and I'm going to do the same thing today. We are going to compare the costs and see which city is more expensive, less expensive, or equally expensive, and I'll actually leave that to you to decide. But we are going out and you're coming with me, so let's go. Coffee. Over here there are a few places where you can grab one. It's either Tim Hortons or Starbucks, which is cheaper, like $3.5–$3.6 for a tall cup of coffee like this. Or if you go for specialty coffees, they are a little bit more expensive. So I got this one for $6.8, and the same cup of coffee if I get in Sydney, this is how much it costs. So we had some work in Eastern Centre, we are done with that. Now we are heading to Sherway Gardens, and for that we are going to take public transport. Okay, so we just reached Sherway Gardens, which is in Etobicoke. Christmas is coming and you can see it here because there are so many different art installations for Christmas, like Christmas trees, igloos, and so much more happening here. It feels so nice to just walk around in these shopping centers looking at the decor. And to come here we took 2 trains and a bus. And how much did we pay? $3.5 for the whole trip. So there's a catch in this. If you're just using TTC, it's $3.5 for the whole trip for 2 hours for one ticket. But if you're changing transport, for example, if you're changing to GO train, or if you're changing to UP Express, or even if going to transit to another city's transport, then the cost changes because you have to pay for the other transportation system as well. Whereas in Sydney, it's the fare is based on distance, and the maximum fare that you pay for any distance in NSW, whether you are changing buses or whatever, is $5.5. So yes, if you're just using one type of transport in Toronto, it's cheaper, but if you go and change the transport, it becomes expensive. So yes, like it just weighs out. In Sydney, I used to spend about $50 each week traveling to and from my place to my work, but I haven't started traveling here. Today is also the extension of Black Friday sale. It's Saturday, but the sales are still on, so I'm here in Sporting Life to check out some hiking shoes. This is my second shoe. Let's see how this one is. If you have any recommendations, like I'm all open for it. We had just had a coffee and I had half a burger before leaving home, and now I couldn't, I think, continue without eating something. So if you're eating out, that means like going out to a restaurant to eat. The food is cheap, but the total expense comes out to be a little more than what I used to spend in Sydney, because there's the concept of tipping. there's the concept of the added tax. So ultimately it comes up to be like a meal can cost anywhere between $20 to $25 per person if you're going to eat out. However, if you order it in, it's cheaper. On an average, one meal on a medium standard restaurant for one person can cost between $15 to $20. If you go and have the same thing in Sydney, it's going to be a little more expensive than this. Basic Macca's, GYG and everything is like $10, $12, and then if you go to eat out, it is, I think, one meal for one person could cost anywhere between $20 to $30 at a budget restaurant, and then the cost start getting higher from that. So no, I could not find a decent pair of hiking shoes because either the sizes are not there or I don't like the style. So the search still continues. I'll go somewhere else. So one thing that is actually really cheap in here is alcohol. And let's grab some gin for tonight. I'm getting this Ankawa gin, which I really liked the other time I tried it. So changed the plan. We are getting Aviation. This is Ryan Reynolds' brand. Yes, I'm forgetting. It's been a long day, so please forgive me. Reached home a while ago and very tired to cook, so we ordered Uber Eats. So just got some South Indian food for dinner, and it is costing about $32 for 2 dosas and 1 starter, which is pretty good, don't you think? So yeah, as I had told you that eating in, like takeaway and stuff, is much cheaper than going out to eat, but still when you go out to eat, the prices of the food items are cheaper than what you would find in Sydney. While we wait for the food, let's talk about rent and monthly utilities. I am staying in the city, and you would know if you have seen my last videos, in downtown, and it's a 1-bedroom, 1-den apartment, which is $2,600 for 1 month, and if we divide it by the week, it's, okay, one sec, I'm bad at math. It is $650 per week. And let's go to realestate.com.au and see what the rent is for a similar place in Sydney CBD. Let's see. Apartment in the city, and max 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, and okay, let's search. Aha, here it is. So on York Street, which is like the main street like Yonge Street in Sydney, in Toronto, it is $1,500 per week for 2-bed, 2-bath apartment. Similarly on York Street again, $1,250 per week, $900 per week on Castlereagh Street, $1,750 per week on Loftus Street, and yep, you get the gist. It's between 1,000 to like 1,500, and like it goes further up depending on where you are staying and what floor you are staying. I think the cheapest I saw was $900 per week on Kent Street and another street. So yes, if you want to stay in a similar location in Sydney, at a similar floor with similar amenities, it is going to cost you anywhere between $4,000 to $6,000 a month, excluding utilities and stuff. It is actually pretty expensive because I was living in Rhodes, which is about 20 minutes from Sydney CBD, and I was paying about $550 per week, which is, I think, I do the math, $20 to $100 per month. Outside of city, 2-bedroom apartment, 1 bathroom. In terms of utilities, I used to get a bill of around $300 for a quarter for gas and electricity. Over here we are getting $50 per month for electricity, and everything is electric basically, so it's $50 per month, which is like half the cost of what I was getting in Sydney. And Wi-Fi over here is $50 per month. With taxes it comes down to 58 or something, and over there we were paying $70 per month for Wi-Fi, and the Wi-Fi here is super fast. We get like 1 gigs per second speed. Over there it was like it's super slow. I'm like, I don't know, Sydney's Wi-Fi is bad. And also if we talk about mobile plans, that is actually expensive, because for $35 we are getting 20 gigs per month, and there's an activation charge involved as well, which can be about $45 to $50. And this $35 per month plan is also available only on a deal, so it's Black Friday right now, that's why like you are getting these deals. But when we were not finding these deals, it was much higher than this, with much lower like internet internet plan. And similarly, if you go to Sydney and go find these deals, they are much cheaper. Like there was a time I was paying about $40 for unlimited internet, unlimited calls, unlimited everything, and the cheapest plan over there can be around $15 to $20, depending like on the sim you chose. I changed my clothes, and then while I was changing I realized that I did not even share one important thing that comes with rental in here. So if you're renting in Toronto, you have to pay renter's insurance, or tenant's insurance if you call it, and I paid about $220 for the whole year, which is not a big amount, but yeah, it's like this extra added cost if you are staying renting out in Toronto. It's raining outside and we are still going out to get some groceries. We are walking because we don't have a car yet, and the reason why we don't have a car is it's expensive to own a car here. Yes, I checked. I mean, I did have a look at second-hand cars because we were contemplating buying a car, but then it turns out it is actually pretty expensive to own even a second-hand car here. Yeah. Last week we were checking the prices of used cars in Toronto, and not one decent car was there which was like under $10,000, which is expensive. But the prices have also gone up in Sydney as well when we were leaving, so I know it's like a global thing. And then last week we had zeroed in on one Honda Civic 2014 model. The price for that was about $14,000, and it doesn't end there. So apart from the price of the car, you pay an extra 13% HST, I think, and then there's safety certificate, licensing, so there's an additional cost to that as well. And the insurances, well, the insurances in here are expensive. Like, it obviously depends on the type of car, year, make, model and everything, but the cheapest we found for that car was $229, including comprehensive and collision. So yes, for the same car in Sydney, let's see what the prices are. This is interesting because the same car over there is actually much more expensive. As I said, that the prices have actually gone up in Australia as well, so I'm not surprised to see these prices. But then if we are comparing this, then yeah, I think owning a car is still more expensive here because the insurance is much more higher, and there are government taxes that are included further ahead. Like when you go and do a registration, there's a safety certificate and all of those shenanigans that are involved. So you end up spending, I think, $2,000-3,000 more when buying a car and getting it like licensed and everything. But yes, as I can see in Australia, it's not there's not a big difference between owning a car over there or versus owning a car here. We are walking to our nearest grocery store, which is Loblaws, and yep, I'll tell you the prices of groceries as well. I'm giving you the prices of the things that I normally get, like very basic things that anyone would basically pick up. And now it's time for bread and some wraps. So we normally get this one, which is whole wheat, and this is the price. Meat is actually pretty expensive here, and I only grab it when it's on sale. So if you see, 1 kg is $26 or like $25. Or there are specials like this, which is $15 for 700 grams, 800 grams, which is still more expensive than what we used to get in Sydney. So I normally buy meat only when it's on special. So today we are not making chicken. We are only going to make some fish. So we are going to head out and look for some fish, possibly tuna. So again, I'm not fixated on the brand of milk, but 4 liters milk in a bag here is 5.69. This is like the weirdest thing I've seen, because you get milk in bag, and if you get like these packs, they're much more expensive. So these were the prices of the things that I normally get. So my whole house is like done for with the groceries, so I had to replenish everything. I don't really get all of these things every time I shop. Okay, so we spent $83 for all of those things. Normally, on an average, we spend around $50 every week on groceries for 2 people, and this was also for 2 people. And in Sydney, I used to spend between $30 to $40 every week on an average for groceries. However, the prices in Sydney have also gone up. So I got to know from my friends, like whatever you used to get for $40, now it's like for $70. So things have gone up in general. I can't say how much the average grocery price right now is in Sydney, but I'm pretty sure it's higher than what I used to spend. I do want to mention something, that these prices and all of these things are very personal. These are the things that I have experienced and I have spent during my time over there. The prices have changed for sure. Things have gone up in Sydney, and the prices I'm quoting here are also like my personal expenses. So I'm not saying that the numbers will be 100% correct. It also depends on the person's lifestyle, depends on how many people are there. Like a lot of things manipulate how much money you spend outside, and like the cost of living and everything. So take my words as a reference, as like a starting point of how you would find your expenditure when you move here, or if you're living here. But yeah, these are like not numbered facts, or like not based on statistics or data. These are my personal experiences. So if you're coming at me saying the stats don't say this, well, that's like I am maintaining the same lifestyle how I was maintaining in Sydney, and these are things that I'm experiencing and the things that I'm spending on a personal level. And let's see what is the average cost of living in Toronto versus Sydney. And there's a really nice app, website where you can find out these things, which is called Numbeo. Numbeo is a website where you can find the cost of living and between different cities. I came across this when I was searching about Sydney versus Toronto as well. Let's do Toronto and compare it with Sydney. Okay, so they are comparing it with Australian dollars and Canadian dollars as well. So as I said, meal in an inexpensive restaurant is $20 in Sydney versus $27 in Toronto. This here's an idea. So you would need 7,608 Canadian dollars in Sydney to maintain the same standard of life that you can have with 7,300 Canadian dollars in Toronto, assuming you rent in both cities. Okay, What do you think? Is Toronto expensive or Sydney more expensive? And if you have lived in both the cities, let me know what are your thoughts, which city you like, and what do you think is more expensive and more worth for the money. Let me know in the comments below. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, do it right now, please. You will get so much more amazing content coming up in the next few months. And if you like the video, do hit the like button and follow me on my social media, Instagram, TikTok, wherever you like, and we'll see you again in another video. Bye.